Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome in, everybody. We're back.
Happy Hump Day.
I know, right? And not only happy hump day, we're on prime time. And guess what, guys? If you didn't read the headline, we're talking about the Port of San Juan. So, with that being said, we're going to welcome in everybody, and then we're going to start our show tonight. Um, First off, in the comments is Eddie Lugo Studios representing all the way from his home base. Yo, Brooklyn in the house. You know, we need to get some like what Scott does in the morning, some music or something here for everybody.
You gotta get something that goes, Brooklyn.
I know, right? Welcome in, Michael Patterson. He's asking what's for dinner. I don't know what's for dinner, but hopefully you're enjoying whatever your dinner is today. Oh, he's craving tamales. That's what it was. Welcome in, Rihanna Life Adventures. Welcome in, Mike and Rihanna Adventures. Alice Lugo Studio is in the house. Thank you for coming in. Cruising is fun at any time. Hi, Miss Cheryl and Jeremy. Cruising with Keith is in the house. Controversial Cruising. EM74, welcome in. The Butts File. Hello. Nancy, welcome in. Let me see who else is in here. Okay, so far, those are the only people that are in here today. So how's everybody doing? Everybody ready for the show? So I'm ready. Are you guys ready? Because we're all going to be doing this today. We're going to be talking about the Port of San Juan. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to get it started here. So let's get to it. Hello, everybody. We're here with a day in history in the Port of San Juan. I've been researching this port, and I'm actually from Puerto Rico. I was born in Caguas back in 1974. And I have learned quite a bit about my own island. We're actually more the Port of San Juan area. So it was kind of nice to kind of like read about the port and everything that has to do with this port. So we're going to get started here. So Puerto Rico in Spanish is meant for is a rich port, abbreviated PR. And so over there, we're called the Taínos, which are Borinquen. Officially, Puerto Rico is a commonwealth, which is a free associated state of Puerto Rico. It's a Caribbean island and an unincorporated territory in the United States with an official commonwealth status. It is located in the Northeast Caribbean Sea, approximately 1,000 miles southwest of Miami, Florida, between the Dominican Republic and the U.S. Virgin Islands. It includes the main island and several smaller islands such as Mona Culebra and Vieques. It's roughly 3.2 million residents, and its capital and most popular city is San Juan. So when you do port there in San Juan, that is the capital, and that is where the majority of the people live. So that's something that I didn't even know, being that, when you're traveling Puerto Rico, there's people all over the place. Puerto Rico was settled by succession of people beginning in 2,000 to 4,000 years ago. This include the Soladoid and Taino. It was then colonized by Spain following the arrival of Christopher Columbus in 1493. Puerto Rico was contested by other European powers, but remained a Spanish possession for the next 4 centuries. So that was good to know. Puerto Ricans have been part of the U.S. citizens since 1917 and can move freely between islands and the mainland. However, when residents in unincorporated territories of Puerto Ricans are at the national level, do not vote for the president or the vice president, and generally do not pay any federal income tax. In common with 4 other territories, Puerto Rico sent a representative to the United States Congress, U.S. Congress, and called a resident commissioner, and participates in presidential primaries as is not a state, Puerto Rico does not have a vote in Congress which governs. It's under Puerto Rico Federal Relations Act of 1950. Congress approved a local constitution in 1952, allowing U.S. citizens and residents in the island to elect a governor in Puerto Rico. The current and future political status has consistently been a matter of a significant debate. So that's something that it's been going on for a while over there. Now, if we talk about the Port of San Juan itself, one thing that I found out that I wanted to share with you guys was, and if this might take you all by surprise, but Puerto Rico has 22 ports. They have 22 ports. These ports are located, is like the Port of Aguadilla, the Port of Arecibo, the Port of Arroyo, the Port of Aguirre. In Ceiba, they have the Roosevelt Road Naval Station. In Ensenada Honda, they have the Ensenada Honda Harbor. In Fajardo, they have the Port of Fajardo. In Guanica, it has the Port of Guanica and the Port of Guayanilla. In Isabela, it has the Port of Isabela Segunda. In Hobos, it has Hobos Bay Port. In Las Mareas, it has Port of Las Mareas. In Mayagüez is the Port of Mayagüez. Playa de Humacao, Port of Ponce, which is a big port as well. Punta Guayanes is another port, and Playa de Nahuabo is another port, and Port of Maunabo, the Port of San Juan. And it's also in San Juan, there's a Port Nuevo, which is they're building a new port on the other side, and Port of Tallaboa and Port of Jabucoa. But within all those 22 ports, you've only going to have the Port of San Juan, which brings like all the cruise ships with passengers on there. So that's kind of really cool to know. That was something that I learned today. I didn't even know that we had so many ports in the island. To talk about a little bit about the Port of San Juan. The Port of San Juan is a seaport facility located in the metropolitan area of San Juan, Puerto Rico. The Port of San Juan is a general name used to call various passengers and cargo facilities located in the island around San Juan Bay. The port is composed of a total of 16 piers, of which 8 are used for passenger ships and 8 for cargo ships. The port facilities, in addition to Luis Muñoz Marin International Airport and the Cataño Ferry, services are property of the Puerto Rico Ports Authority. The bay and its docks are located along San Antonio Canal in the narrow section of San Juan Bay by lying south of Old San Juan and San Juan Island, and the northwest of Puerto Rico Convention Center District and Island Grande Airport. The municipalities of Cataño, Guaynabo, and San Juan compose the south side of the bay and port. They also have cargo facilities there on the Port of San Juan Bay, and they also have passengers facilities as well. We also have a ferry service, which is the ferry of Cataño Ferry, provides a multiple daily round trips from San Juan to Cataño for those people that live in that island. We also provide the cruise service. While most cruise cargo ships dock on the south side of the bay, the cruise ships arrive in one of the 4 cruise piers located along San Antonio Canal. The arrangements allows tourists to walk a major attractions such as Old San Juan and Puerto Rico Convention Center District. The short distance between the Luis Muñoz Marin International Airport and the cruise ship docks is only 7 miles and makes the area a prime location for cruise ship companies such as Carnival Cruises, Royal Caribbean, prefer their setting and have made a San Juan one of their port of calls. Some of the most recognized ships to have docked in the Port of San Juan during the 1970s and early 1980s were the Carla C and Cunard's Countess and Princess ship. So it goes to show you guys that all these ships, that visit the Port of San Juan back in that time, it's really cool when you get to kind of like read about the different ports. I actually learned a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to show you guys this picture because I was going through the Wikipedia and learning about my own island. This is one of the pictures where they used to pick the sugar canes back in the 1500s and stuff like that. So it was kind of cool to see something like that. Where I come from, and the reason why I wanted to bring this picture up, and I should have put a picture recently, because where I live, they used to have something like this. This is something where my dad kind of like grew up in. So it was kind of nice to see, a picture of back then in this. You also have El Castillo del Morro. So that's one of the things you're going to find close to the port. And of course, for those of you that have been into San Juan, you have all the different houses with the different apartments. And like one of the great things that only Puerto Rico has that you're not going to find in any other Caribbean is El Coquí. El Coquí is only a little frog that is only in the island of Puerto Rico. And one of my favorite places to go when I do go visit Old San Juan is the Catedral de San Juan. So with this being said, I'm going to pass it along to Miss Alice for her to give us some information about the port. She's going to take us around the Port of San Juan today. So.
Hi, everybody. So in the comments, if you don't mind, let us know if you've been to Puerto Rico or if you plan to go to Puerto Rico. Did you fly there or did you go on a cruise? And if you've been to Old San Juan, what was your favorite part about your trip? So, we'd like to get you engaged and keep us up to date on what you've been doing if you've traveled there. So San Juan is where the cruise port is, among many ports that we all learned today that Puerto Rico has. And it is a major cruise port located in the capital of Puerto Rico. And it's the largest and busiest cruise port in the Caribbean, and it serves as a major hub for Royal Caribbean, Carnival Cruise Line, Disney Cruise Line, and Norwegian Cruise Line. And the port has 3 terminals, and each of them are equipped with modem amenities, such as free Wi-Fi. There's lots of restaurants and shops and lounges. The port is also a popular destination for excursions, offering a variety of activities, such as a trip to the nearby El Yunque rainforest, a tour of Old San Juan, and of course, a trip to the beach. There are some beaches close by, but Puerto Rico has many, many beaches. And you could take taxis to get around to any of them if you don't want to go to one that might be near the port. And it's convenient. It has modern facilities. So the Port of San Juan is a perfect place to start your Caribbean adventure. Now, there are things that you could do. And think about if you could just show just some of the pictures as I'm talking. And these are the streets of San Juan, which are walking distance to the cruise port. And so they had the Puerto Rican flag up on one of the streets when Eddie and I went to visit back in either 2018 or 2006. I can't remember. But go ahead and show another slide, and you could just keep them going. I don't remember all the names of the different buildings, but I liked how cool they looked with, the different colors, all of the pastel colors and things like that. It's just so neat to see. And I like that they have the balconies that you could, look out on. So you could explore Old San Juan. It's a historic district, and it's filled with beautiful architect, cobblestone streets like you see here in this picture, and of course the colorful buildings. You could stroll around and take in the sights, or you could take a guided tour to learn more about the city's past. And when you visit San Juan, there is a National Historic Site, and this area is home to the Sea Fortress of San Cristobal and San Felipe del Moro. They're two of the forts that are there, and you could learn about the history of these ports at the visitor center. And of course, you could go to the beach. They have plenty of sun and sand. Grab a towel and head to one of the many beaches in the area. And there's a museum of art nearby, and this museum houses a variety of art from Puerto Rico and around the world. You could spend an afternoon admiring the exhibits or go shopping. San Juan is a great place to go shopping, and you could head to the streets of Condado and browse the boutiques and department stores and, of course, souvenir shops. Also, taste the local cuisine. San Juan is filled with restaurants offering a variety of Puerto Rican cuisine. Now, when you get off the cruise port, you have a Sheraton hotel, which is like almost practically straight off the port. You walk a little bit, there it is there. And downstairs from that Sheraton is a Walgreens. So if you need to pick up some, maybe you need suntan lotion, or you need to use a bathroom, there's a bathroom available in both Walgreens and in the Sheraton. And so you could just walk along here. You know, it is pretty much safe. Now, when a cruise port is in port, there will be a lot of vendors out on those days selling anything from jewelry to handbags, food carts, you name it, they have it. Arts and crafts and everything. And this here is La Casita. And it's like you could get food there, and they have this beautiful fountain there. And it's a great place to take pictures. You also see a couple pigeons in that picture. And when we went there in January 2020, there was a lady there feeding all the pigeons, and she had them all over her. And I was trying to find a picture of it, but I think maybe Eddie took the pictures of that one, and I didn't have any in my book. So, but it was kind of interesting to see all these pigeons. I don't miss them. We had so many pigeons in New York City, and here in Georgia, I don't think I've seen not one pigeon, which is pretty nice. We get to see all the other birds that they have here. And so, you know, right now it looks pretty clear. There's no ships, it doesn't look like, in the port. And so you could see the walkway. But if there were ships, it would be filled with vendors. And so when we went there in La Casacita, it's like a beer garden out there, and you were able to sit out and enjoy the day. And also there is a CVS a couple blocks away from where the Sheraton Hotel is. So again, most people will rush over to Walgreens because it's right there when you get off the ship. But there is a CVS a little further away and might not be as crowded. Next to the Sheraton is a Senor Frogs. And I know a lot of people, when they go on cruises, they look for Senor Frogs. I did take a picture. There it is there. But I did take a picture with the statue of the frog. And I'm not sure if I sent that one to Tinkerbell or not. Of course, there is the sign, I love PR. And our ship got in late. I think it got in like 4 p.m. And we were supposed to leave around 9 or 10. But an incident happened on a ship that was in port next to us on the Oasis of the Seas. We were on the Bliss, and someone jumped overboard. And so we were delayed leaving the port because they were trying to find and recover the body. Unfortunately, they had not. And then we were able to leave port. I think it was almost 1 a.m. when we finally got on our way to the next port. But there's also a Subway's I don't recommend going and getting a Subway though in Puerto Rico. Do try some of the local cuisine there. But for you coffee lovers, there is a Starbucks coffee shop right nearby the port too. Do you have the map of the port? Yeah, there's another local coffee shop there, and I would recommend that. And you see how clear that, go back one, how clear that pathway is on the waterfront. If you go back to that picture, think about, yeah, it's all clear right now because no ships are in port. But again, the vendors would be there if it was. Okay, you could go back to the map. Thank you. Okay, so I know it's small and you can't see much on it, but just do a search if you are planning on going and look up for this one. It's a very clear one. I printed it out and you actually can read the tiny writing. Some of the pictures that I found were very small writing and blurry when you try to enlarge it. So I would recommend just looking up Old San Juan map and then trying to find this where you could read it. But you see all that red on there? All of that red is showing you activities that are available in the Old San Juan area. Up the upper left-hand corner is where El Morro is, which is the bigger fort. And then if you go down that line, that dark gray line, you can actually walk along to get to the other port. So, you know, when Eddie and I went in 2006, I mean, we walked from El Morro, and then we went to the other port, and then we went down to the cruise port and walked around Old San Juan. And you know, back then Eddie was able to do a lot of walking, and he was a great tour guide as we walked around that area. And you know, it was just so pretty. I didn't expect it to be as pretty as it was. When you live in New York, you just hear a lot of bad stuff about Puerto Ricans that are coming in from the island and everything. And yet when you go there, you know, it was just beautiful. I was not expecting to see mountains and everything like that. In this picture here, you see those little scooters. You could actually rent those. There's a booth nearby, and you could rent them and scoot around the island as well. Anyhow, it's a beautiful place. Of course, you have to be careful, you know, like in any place that you travel to, keep your purses close by. You know, no place is 100% safe. Even in New York City, I was always holding on to my bag because when I was 20, I was pickpocketed coming out of a Burger King. And from then on, I hold on tight to my purse. Here in this picture, you could see all the crowd behind us coming or going from the cruise ships. There were like 3 or 4, probably 3 ships in that day. There's Eddie. We were on the Bliss, which is on the left, and then the Oasis of the Seas, which is a Royal Caribbean ship, was on the right. And, you know, this was just coming on and off of the ships, and, you know, lots of crowd, but we didn't really feel it. You know, once they disperse and start going to their excursions and moving away, it's just, you're on your way, and it wasn't that crowded out there at all. So let us know, you know, if you have been there. There is a lot to do. Eddie likes police cars, so anytime we see a police car, no matter where we're at, we'll take a picture of the police car, and sometimes even with the police officers. And you know, it's just a lot of fun. So yeah, Joanne, there is a lot. This is actually El Morro, and when the cruise ship's coming in, it actually comes from the left side there and comes around the fort, before it actually gets in. And this is on the side too. And you could see there was already ships in there. And then we came along and squeezed in between the the Royal Caribbean and the Carnival cruise ship that's in port already. So, this is just turning into the ports. That's the Royal Caribbean one, Oasis of the Seas. Here's another picture of El Moro. I love how the birds are flying up above. It looks really great picture there. And, just the buildings around as we're coming to the port. And of course, lots of boats in the water, and just the aerial view of San Juan. All right. So if that's all the pictures, then I'm gonna let's say hello to a few more people before we pass you on to Keith, who will, Mike and Rihanna, who will tell you about some shore excursions. So I see that a Muncie channel has joined us. Welcome in. And Ross from Orange Cone Vlog, welcome in. Joanne K. And yes, Keith, you do want to go there one day on a cruise. It's just beautiful. And Scott from the Munster Drill, he says, I've walked all over San Juan, such a beautiful city. I agree. And let's see, we have anyone else? Cruise Nuts. Cruise Nuts, let us know if you've been to Puerto Rico. I know you do a lot of Mexico, the Cozumel and other islands. Let us know if you've been there. And Mike and Rihanna mentioned, if she asks, is anyone booked on the Viva in 2025 in January? Well, folks, we are having an Alice and Eddie Lugo Studios cruise on the NCL Viva in January 2025. So if you would like to join us, it is sailing out of, where's it sailing out of, Eddie?
San Juan.
San Juan. Oh, yeah, of course. San Juan, Puerto Rico. We are going to the ABC Islands and St. Kitts, St. Lucia, and the Dominican Republic. So it's going to be a great cruise. It's January 26, 2025.
My 60th birthday.
We're going to be celebrating Eddie Lugo Studios. He's going to be 60 years old on January 20th, 2025. So we'll be celebrating his birthday on that cruise. And hello to Cal L. Daly. Welcome in. And I think we have everybody else. So thank you all for joining us tonight. And we're going to pass you on to Mike and Rihanna so they can share some shore excursions that you could take if you cruise in, or if you just fly in and you want to take an excursion. Thank you.
Hello, guys.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Alice, for
Everything.
welcoming everyone in. While doing research on San Juan, I've come to the conclusion there is a lot to do. So we could have went and found a whole bunch, but we narrowed it down to a few. We could be talking for like literally just do our own show an hour long on excursions. So we've shortened it, and hopefully you guys will like the ones that we've picked. Yep. But don't forget, go check them out. They have lots of other things there. So if these don't really tickle your fancy, I don't know, then maybe you'd find something else. So, Mike, you're going to start with our Old San Juan walking tour.
Okay. So on this tour, you'll experience the historic UNESCO sites, bananas, candy-colored Spanish colonial architecture, rich culture, and culinary experiences. You can also find some romantic places to escape the crowds. Right.
And while you're there, you can see and Alice had a bunch of photos up there as well, and they were perfect. But lots to see, and there are guided tours. You can do it on your own, whichever you choose. Now, if you do go on a guided tour, they can give you a little bit more of the history and stuff that you maybe won't find on your own.
And there's pictures that we have on there is some of the cultural foods you can get, right?
Yes, definitely some of the plates and everything that you can find at some restaurants. You're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yep.
There's lots to eat, lots to drink, lots to do. You will have fun. So our next one that we're going to talk about is going to a beach and then snorkeling with the turtles.
Yeah. So just 10 minutes away, 10-minute taxi ride for the cruise port up here in San Juan in a small protected core called
Bateria El Escambaron. That's probably wrong.
Bananas.
Eddie, I'm sorry.
Magic happens underneath the surface. A natural aquarium with mesmerizing sea turtles and colorful tropical fish. This location is great for cruisers who can explore Old San Juan and still have time to go snorkeling at the
Escambron
Beach.
A lot of big words.
Yes.
So, pardon our pronunciation. We're very Canadian and can't pronounce a lot of these Spanish words.
Yes.
So, Alice did mention there's 2 forts that you can go and see.
Yep.
One of the easier ones to go and see is, it doesn't really have a name. It's just
El Morro.
Well, there's El Morro, but this is a different one. So you can explore the fort on your own, as there are interpretive signs with summaries of the historic facts on the fort. Now, if you go with a tour, there are definitely advantages. You can get a tour of the fort combined with great stories and a history of highlights around Old San Juan. So if you want to do it on your own, go for it. But if you want to learn more about the culture and what happened there and everything like that, definitely book a tour.
Yeah.
You'll you'll find a lot of interesting facts. Now, one of the other forts is El Morro. And something that they offer is flying a kite on the grounds of El Morro. It's a simple yet exciting activity. The cost is little, but the memories will be priceless. You can go fly a kite, be like a kid, and have fun. And then while you're there, definitely go and check out the fort. So, since we're after dark, there is a place called Casa Bacardi. Now, Puerto Rico is known as the rum capital of the world, and it lives up to its reputation. The most popular experience for rum drinkers is visiting Casa Bacardi, the largest premium rum distillery in the world. Casa Bacardi offers an interesting tour covering the history and rum making process. Some tours offer an additional rum tasting and even a mixology class. So when you go home, you can teach all your friends all these different drinks that you made. So definitely something you want to check out. Obviously something more for the adults because, kids can't drink that.
Yep.
But if you like rum, definitely something to go and check out. Now, this is going to go back sort of into a little history lesson, slightly. Casablanca Museum. So tucked away at the corner of Cal de Casablanca, along the city wall, you will find Casablanca Museum. This pairs well with Fort El Moro. So you can do both in the same excursion kind of thing so that you're getting more bang for your buck. Casablanca was built in 1521 and was the first fortification in San Juan and was Juan Ponce de Leon's residence. Sadly, he died before he was able to occupy it. However, his family did. Casablanca was later occupied by the Spanish army and later by the American Army commanders. Today, it is the museum with 16th and 17th century artifacts managed by the Institute of Puerto Rican Culture. So these are just a few things that we found. There is so much more that you can do. You can go swimming. You can go for walks. Check out Old San Juan. There's so much that you can do in Old San Juan. And Ross mentioned Legion Highway. Not sure. I didn't find that anywhere, but lots you can do. So definitely a good port to go and check out if you're going from the cruise.
Yep.
That's great. They've got hotels there, so if you're just flying in and you want to check it out,
Definitely.
you want to eat, you want to drink,
Manatees.
you want to go shopping, so much you can do.
Can you go to the manatees?
Yes. So with that, I think we're going to end it here, and we're going to pass it off to Keith, and he can give you some news about what's going on around this port. Take it away, Keith.
Hey everybody! So welcome to the Port of San Juan, right? So the Port of San Juan, in the Port of San Juan, today's temperature, it was 90 degrees of a high and a low of 77. And the current cruise ships at the port is the MSC Seascape and the Holland America MS New Amsterdam. I mean, it took me a minute to pronounce new because it's spelled in Dutch, right? And the minimum wage over there is $9.50 per hour. And the gas prices are $1 per liter, which actually is a little bit more than New York. It's not bad. So that's actually a reasonable gas price. And as you all heard, they don't pay federal taxes because they are not a state of the United States. They're just a territory. For now, eventually, maybe that might change one day. The current cruise ships, I have a photo of all the four. There you go. The current cruise ships that call at this home port are the NCL Viva, the Virgin Voyages Brilliant Lady, Royal Caribbean, Jewel of the Seas, and the Viking Cruises, Viking Sea, and the Disney Dream. And now let me get off to the news. I have two stories. I actually have a couple, actually a little bit more than two, but I have a couple. So a federal judge on Tuesday approved a portion of the newest plan to restructure U.S. $10 billion of debt owed by Puerto Rico's power company amid heated negotiations between creditors and the U.S. territory's government. And here's the next one. The U.S. announces $440 million to install solar panels on low-income homes as Puerto Rico is struggling with its ongoing power outages and a crumbling electric grid. Okay, now we got that part done. And I have some very good news. I mean, we all like to go to a dentist, right? But, so this part with the dentist, this is a wild story, right? So every time I've gone to the dentist, I never said, oh, the dentist did really, really bad work where I want to harm the dentist. But this actually happened here. So a surgical dentist in San Juan fatally shot a patient who assaulted the dentist and his secretary. And the reason for the assault was the patient was upset about the recent dental work because of this dentist has to protect, obviously he has to protect himself and his secretary's life, and he's probably fearing for his life because of what just happened. So that's why that person fatally got shot. But we don't, as of now, there were no charges filed yet. But we don't know if there's gonna be charges going down the line. And now, this is it's based on Puerto Rico, but it's a worldwide one, right? So a global hacker pleads guilty, and if you see this picture, this is like the matrix of the global, right? Who has a Russian and Moldovan citizenship, pleaded guilty to illegally taking control of thousands of devices worldwide to rent to his clients who wanted to hide their internet activity. He generated more than $500,000 a month from June 2019 to December of 2022. I mean, December of 2022. Just double checking, make sure that's all correct. So, I mean, that's a wild story. I mean, it makes you think that, you should always be careful on, like, what you download. If you get emails on stuff like this, where how this person actually got into your phone, whereas they would send a link to your email. So if you see an unknown email that has a link, do not click on it, because something like this can happen, and then you're going to lose all your information, and all your information is going to go to people around the world. So that's like almost like the same thing being at a port where you're keeping all your stuff in front of you because you don't want to get pickpocketed. Well, this is another way of, like, a similar way of getting pickpocketed. And that's the end of the news. I know it's a little quick news. Before I send over, since we weren't here, I just want to thank all the veterans, because I know Saturday was Veterans Day. So anyone who's a veteran who has served, thank you for your service. And now I'm going to pass it over to Tinkerbell, and take it away.
Hey, that was great information, guys. It was great information. When Alice was talking about the pigeons, it reminded me, because when I went to Puerto Rico, I did actually take a picture there with all the pigeons, and I think I paid like $2 for a bag of corn so you can throw it out. So it was really cool. So going through your pictures, it brought me memories. I said, oh, that is really cool.
Yeah, that's definitely a great picture. I mean, if I ever one day I do want to go there, like obviously on the cruise, and because my mother, she was supposed to go there on the cruise, but the port got canceled. I think it had to do with the weather or something, right? Something happened where her port got canceled, right?
Right.
And I was trying to convince her to go to the Bacardi, because if I was there, I would definitely want to go to the Bacardi. Even though I do not drink rum, obviously, I usually drink like whiskey, but I'm there. It's like one of those things, like, if you're there, you have to go there. It's like going to Bermuda. In my eyes, you have to go to the Capes.
Right. If you ever go to Bacardi, for those of you that don't know, you can buy any bottle and they will engrave whatever you want on your bottle. They're on the Bacardi area, so they do really cool things there. It was really nice when I went there. So Puerto Rico, like I said, Puerto Rico has a lot to offer. A lot of people just go to that little bit of a section of Old San Juan, but there's so much out there to do. There is so much out there to do.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a lot bigger than a lot of people think. People see an island and they're like, oh yeah, it's small, but you don't realize how big some of these islands that you go to are.
Well, you know what, Keith? If you're looking to go into Puerto Rico, you could join Alice Lugo's studio and go on that ship on the Viva, because according to Eddie Lugo Studios, you get 8 ports instead of 7, because you go back to San Juan twice. So you get a lot of San Juan. So it's really cool. It is a really cool port to be in. A lot of food, a lot of different venues, a lot of places to go. Like Alice was saying on her part, they have CVS and they have Walgreens. Just keep in mind that it does get packed, and just keep in mind that the line to pay is horrendous, but they're there.
Like how long? Like a half hour wait?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Alice, you're on mute. But you'll be surprised. Miss Alice probably could tell you. I spent like 30 minutes in line there
Yeah,
Oh wow.
at least.
I would agree. And you know, because Walgreens is practically across the street from the cruise port. And so everybody just goes straight there. And you have the, you know, people from Carnival and Royal, they're allowed to bring some sodas on the ship. And I mean, they all had packs of, you know, sodas and beverages that they were able to bring. And I'm like, too bad we can't bring any on NCL.
Yeah.
But even the line for the restroom was packed. But someone told me, you know, just go into the hotel and
Yeah.
you could use their bathroom. So that's what I did. No line, no nothing. That was nice.
Right.
Yeah.
CVS is maybe a block or two to the left of the cruise port. And, you know, so that might be a little less crowded if you immediately
Right.
go to that direction. But if, you know, if you go straight across, that's going to be packed.
Right.
So
The
yeah.
only reason why I usually go to Walgreens or CVS, like Alice was saying, is because depending on the ship that I'm in, I always ask my cabin stewardess because they don't get off the ship oftenly. You know, if they need anything from CVS or Walgreens, and if they say that they do need something, then I'll make it, you know, a point to get there and get them what they need and bring it back to them. That's
nice.
usually the only, that's the only way. Or unless, you know, my daughter one time wanted something from Walgreens because she wasn't feeling all there. So
Yeah.
we went there. But other than that, I don't stop in because it's crazy, the line. But, you know, it's very convenient and across the port.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, people. Please hit the like button. Just so that you guys know, next week we're not going to have an Across the Wave live show, but the following week we are, and the next port of call will be the Port of New York.
New York.
That's right.
That's right in the news.
I'm looking forward to, you know, finding out. I've been to New York, but I've never actually sailed from New York, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
So I had a quick question. Are we going to just do the Manhattan port, or are we going to do Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Bayonne?
We
'Cause
could do
that's
them both.
basically all three that's in New York. Basically, I know it's Jersey, but it's still the New York area ports.
Well, because we could do New York and then come back and do Bayonne.
Yeah, so we
That's
can
gonna
just
be something
do a Brooklyn and Manhattan.
Right.
Okay. We could cover Brooklyn and Manhattan.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see. I don't know who was supposed to be bringing bagels from over there. I forgot. Was it you, Keith? Was it you?
I gotta like try to figure out how to do it because I don't want them to go bad. You know?
Keith is like, it wasn't me.
I gotta figure. I mean, if worst case scenario, I can always mail it.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I'll put it in Ziploc bags. I'll put it in there. I'll express it. It'll be fresh.
But Alice had a good question when she started talking about the port areas. Has any of you guys that are here on the chat, have you guys been to the Port of San Juan? Do you guys like it? You know, what do you guys think about it? CNS, you have 30 subscribers. Okay.
Yeah, you have 30.
Keith, you have to include all the food spots.
Oh no! I see next week. Besides my new stuff, I'm gonna put in some food spots. Some of the places that I liked going to, like that were actually from my neighborhood where I grew up at. So I'm gonna put like because I'm originally from Queens. I'm not originally. I'm from Queens, but I was born in Brooklyn. Only because of the hospitals in Brooklyn. Because I lived on the border of Brooklyn and Queens. And
Okay.
there's like restaurants that I could tell you that to me are like better than most of the restaurants that I like that are in Manhattan. So my choice, I like them better.
Keith, just so that you know, Eddie said that you need to bag them double.
Yeah, I'll put it in plastic and Ziploc. There you go. You know?
Journeys with June and Brady, they said they've been to Puerto Rico and they love it. And also they've gone to CVS there and it had a line that was 45 minutes long.
See, that's when you need like a 6-pack. Just wait.
I mean, the lines for Walgreens and CVS, it's like waiting at an amusement park to go on a ride.
You're going around.
Well, there's a question here from Follow the Bradley's Fun. He's asking, who is the host of this? So I'm not sure if you're asking about the whole show. If that's what you're asking, let us know so that we can give you more information on that. I'm just going through the different questions that they have here. And congrats to, let me see, did I miss it? I think it's CNC, if I'm not mistaken. CNS Travel. I think that somebody's congratulating them on their subscribers. So congrats on that.
Yeah, I'm getting up there. I'm at 626 right now. So I'm getting there. I need like another 7.
I think I am like maybe like 13 away from the 500. So I'm almost there.
Well, see, one of my marks was 500, so I was like getting all like stressed out about it, because I have like my marks, and
Right.
so once that happened, I felt like a big burden got over. I know once I get the 1,000, a real big bird is gonna come like right.
Oh, we're gonna have to celebrate with bagels and all.
Oh, butter toast.
You're muted.
Well,
Martin has a question. He says, is there any other pharmacies nearby? There is. In La Plaza de San Juan, there is a pharmacy. And for those of you guys that don't know this information, if you walk to that pharmacy, it's on a corner of La Plaza, you're going to see this called pharmacy. And you do not need a prescription to actually get like medication that you need. Just so that give you a little bit of information. The EpiPen that I usually buy here in the United States for like about almost $600, it costs me for 2 pens every year. In Puerto Rico, there are $110 each pen, so it'll be $220 for what I pay $500 over here.
Wow.
And I don't need a prescription to purchase it over there, so that's a good thing. As long as they have availability on them, you can purchase them there. And you can purchase ibuprofen, 800 milligrams there as well, or 600, 400. And I think
amoxicillin and all that. You need prescription. Oh, you can buy it too?
No, you don't need prescription over there for any of that.
Well, okay, so that's good. That's good to know.
So yeah, so just in case you're looking for something like that might. And also, when I went to Curaçao, they also sell the EpiPen there. In Curaçao, it's $105 each pen. But they only had one, and it expires in March of next year. So I'm like, I'm not going to buy just one for a few months.
Because when I went to DR, I bought myself like a whole box of amoxicillin. So I don't always have to go to the doctor to just get amoxicillin. Right. When I know I'm really bad. Sick from the flu.
A Muncie channel wants to know, is there a taxi or bus that can take us to the Plaza of the Americas Mall in San Juan?
Yes, there is. From the port to Plaza Las Americas is maybe, depending on traffic, between 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
And you can take a taxi over there and a taxi back. No, Martin, that one does not have a long line like Walgreens and CVS, because that's in La Plaza. So you gotta walk a little bit a ways to check it out. Let me see what other questions they have. Anybody else saw a question?
Who do you like Chinese food?
No. They do have really good Chinese food. It's just going to be Puerto Rican style Chinese. But if you never tried it, I suggest you do. You're going to like it.
Yeah, I mean, don't have to try it. I mean.
Oh, look at that. Mike and Rihanna are 89 subs away from 3K. So, hey, go check them out. Definitely. That'd be cool.
Getting there.
Yep.
Mike and Rihanna got to send us something from Canada to celebrate, all right?
I'm 8 subs away from 50.
Woohoo!
I have 42.
Ah! Okay, so now we're going to have to start celebrating. That is amazing. I'm so happy for you. Congrats. I told you that you're going to be growing.
Yeah.
Eddie, you better watch out, Eddie. Let me see if I find any other questions. We can't wait to try shebang because my favorite food. Nuncy, if you like shebang, my preference is the lunch. I wasn't too happy with the dinner, but you can try them both. Maybe you enjoy them both, but I like better the lunch. Look at Eddie.
Boing.
I know. Addis Lugo Studios coming.
Yep.
So yeah, if you guys, I know that a lot of people go to the Port of San Juan. It was great information, guys, today from all of you guys. It was really cool to see everything you guys had to offer today, especially the news. That was wild.
Yeah. The wild thing was like as I'm going through it, like I'm looking at a lot of different stories, right? And I'm like, the hack. I was like, in San Juan, I was like a worldwide hack. I'm like, oh my god.
Well, the weird one was the dentist, like
Yeah. That was like something that shocked. I was like, now you start thinking, I'm like, the dentist just had obviously he had a gun in his office.
Look, Martin is saying there's Chinese dishes are served with French fries in Puerto Rico. Yeah, that is true.
That's different.
Yeah, over there, Mike, everything is French fries. Weird. Yeah, you go have Chinese, so you have your fried rice and your protein, and then fries. Weird, but hey, that's just how they work over there. Let me see, Alice. I'm going to be ordering some Avon. Alice,
Awesome.
keep that in mind. So for those of you that don't know, Alice do sell Avon. So if you need to place your orders, check Alice.
I have a website.
I know, right? That'll be cool. But yeah, guys, so just keep in mind that next Wednesday, we do not have a show because it's Thanksgiving week and we're going to be celebrating all of that good stuff. I will be possibly, maybe, depending on cruising with Keith here, we might be getting together next weekend, right? Possibly. Yeah. So who knows? There might be an impromptu live or something crazy like that.
If there is a live, it's like a spur of moment thing. So it's like
right. It'll be like something that it'll happen. So you'll catch it on the live streams. But I'll be meeting with Keith and his lovely wife that are coming in to visit here in the state of Florida. So we're going to be checking, going to see and visit with them. And the following Wednesday, we are talking about the Port of New York. So for those New Yorkers that are looking to get information or maybe never live in New York, but never actually travel out of New York on a cruise, we got you some information coming. Mm-hmm. We'll be camping for Thanksgiving. So I just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody here. Yeah. Please be safe. Enjoy it with your friends and family. You know, it's a time of getting together and enjoying, as a big family. Enjoy your time with your friends and just be safe.
The airport's going to be crazy for me.
Hey, but you'll make it. You'll make it.
No, I'll make it. And I'm literally going to work, coming home, getting ready, and I'm going right on the plane.
It's gonna be an adventure, kind of like Home Alone, you know.
Hopefully,
so I know that I think Mike and Rihanna already celebrated their Thanksgiving in Canada, right?
Yeah, a month ago.
Oh my gosh, so we're like a month behind schedule.
Ours was in October.
What's the date of the Canadian Thanksgiving? The exact date?
It's basically the same principle as what yours is in the States. It's about the pilgrims who settled and everything like that. But we just celebrated on a different day.
Yep.
Okay. But what days does it fall on? Like us is on a Thursday.
No,
ours is the fourth Thursday of the month.
There is Thanksgiving Sunday. And then we also have a Thanksgiving Monday, which is the actual holiday.
Okay.
So some do it Sunday, some do it Monday.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know. See, that's new info. We should have put that on the Port of Vancouver. That is so cool.
Yeah. And Moonsy's question, I will try to do a vlog of my airport experience because I'm thinking Spirit going there and JetBlue coming back. I've never done Spirit before. Oh, no, not Spirit. Southwest.
Southwest. Okay.
I've never done it, so this is a first time experience with Southwest, and I'm hoping it's not tight seats because I'm not a small person.
It'll be fine. You'll see. It'll be fine. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming to Across the Wave show today. Hopefully, you guys enjoy all the information about the Port of San Juan. I truly enjoy it. I learned something new today. So I'll see you guys not next week, but the following, and we'll be at the Port of New York.
Oh yeah.
So you guys have, I know everybody's happy. Maybe on that port, you might have like a bagel, so you can show, out there. A butter bagel. A butter bagel.
Butter toasted bagel.
Don't worry, that day I work, I'll get a bagel and I'll cut it in half.
Toasted bagel with cream cheese.
I know, right?
I don't like cream cheese. I'm a butter person.
Well, there you go. The butter bagel. And then, just let Scott know about the butter bagel.
Hashtag butter bagel.
All right, guys. So thank you
Alrighty.
so much for coming in. You guys have a great evening. I love you all to the moon and
Happy
back.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Good one, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.